Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news. So this one is a little bit different. I actually have a solo video for this, going over this topic, and I'm probably going to make a part two to the video as well, with further videos that you will currently see directly in this live stream. And as stated, um, you have this young woman here who is trying her best in order to save a young black girl from a situation of which that she should not have ever in life, ever be in. And as I stated to people before, this is usually one of those types of live streams and videos that's not going to get a lot of views. So we're not going to have a flood of people, influx of people, directly in here to talk about, this topic, right? What's up, Pink? What is up, James? What is up, Miss Anderson? We got Miss Anderson on time. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What is up, Miss Anderson? So I'm going to I think I want to say in the comment section, they don't actually give me the option to pin the comments that I posted. I'm not even sure if you guys can even just so happen to see that. So I will at least put, let me see, I'll just put the GoFundMe directly up there so that people will have an option um, if they would like to donate directly to the woman of which I am referring to at this current moment in time, who is advocating for the safety of this child. We're going to go directly into 3 videos of the young woman here and hear about everything that is going on. Right. Shout out to Brandy B World for the $2 donor that said that I was just about to call this dude. Oh no, I got you. I got you. I got you. So we're gonna listen to the video, and this is why I say that I advocate so hard for these stories, or why I have the type of tone with these type of stories, because of the people that are involved and because of the people that are directly at fault that led to the negative effects that take place. So let's take a listen.
So y'all are putting her, just so for the record, y'all putting her back in their custody.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can go up and do a petition.
I heard that. I can comprehend very well. I just want to make sure that this child is acting like this. She has been molested. They have,
No longer in the home.
doesn't matter. She was in her custody, the home.
But she.
And I reported that. She did not. The mother did not. I reported that rapist, and I am in court documents, and I'm on that release. So it does not matter. So for the record, she was in her care. For the record, legally, she was in her custody. She was in her custody, correct? Correct. She had a gun pulled on her Friday in her custody, correct? Okay. They four children broke into her home, beat her up, jumped her, and y'all are putting her back in the home. So that's clear, right? Correct? All right. That's all I need to know. Pathetic. The reason the rapist is not in her home is because of somebody that's sitting beside her.
I understand it.
Thought I actually did a better job editing out the words, but any of the words that were blocked out, you know exactly why, right? Because again, YouTube acts funny, and in order to put certain information directly out there, got to blur out certain types of words versus putting everything directly out there. So you had this young girl who is in distress, who is crying because she is going to get placed in the exact same home of which all of these things took place. And you have the woman directly beside her. I'm trying to see if I can just get the camera on her. You got the lady in pink directly beside her that is advocating, that is speaking on behalf of the child, of which no adults are speaking for her. No adults are really there trying to save her, except for her, right? I'm talking about anybody else. I'm talking about like the family or outside family. She's the only one that's trying to speak for her, advocate for her, protect her. The family doesn't care. The family does not care. They are sacrificing the child left and right. CPS does not care. I want to make a very clear understanding that the woman that you were able to more than likely hear, and I'm going directly just by the voice, it seems to me that is another melanated woman that is directly there, that is a CPS worker. She has all types of aggressiveness and a stank attitude dealing with this situation, has the audacity to make it seem like, okay, I don't care, and yeah, it did happen, but that person is no longer no. That's not even a point. Like, people wonder why it is that you have people out here that get called a variety of names outside of who it is that they actually are, or the name that they were specifically born with. Every single name that I want to sit up there and call this woman at this moment in time, and I have to sit up there and hold my tongue because I'm not trying to go beyond showcasing this and hoping to get people to donate to a cause. Um, the amount of anger and rage that I have at this moment in time, knowing the fact that this lady here is advocating and she's fighting, and you got another woman there basically nonchalant stating that she does not care. Basically, it does not matter. That yes, she wasn't at home. All of those things are factually true. Yes, all of those things did happen. But what you didn't say is we took that, we made sure that that person that did that is no longer in that home. That home is not a safe space. That home is not conducive to any type of growth, any type of love, any type of nurturing, any type of protection. There is no protection. None of that exists at all. And I find it funny that the CPS worker said that we made sure to get him out of there, and not that we made sure that he is arrested and in prison. So what does that tell you? That is telling you that CPS is the exact same as the guy that did that to that young girl to the left. They are the exact same. CPS does not care about the kids. Just like this young girl's family, let me go back to her. Just like this young girl's family does not care about her. You have one adult in a picture that is fighting an uphill battle. You literally have, she has to fight CPS and she has to fight the family at the same time. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure what specific God that she would have to call on in order to win that battle. That is going to be the hardest battle that I will be able to view. And that leads me to the next thing that I'm going to state as well too, that along with the, in the exact same vein as the person, the male that did this to her, the family and CPS are there. So you have three people that are, in a sense, advocating for these things to happen to that young girl. You have the guy who, quote unquote, is no longer there, but more than likely the mother still has contact and is probably still regularly seeing that guy. You have the mother, right? And you have the family. Both of those are in the exact same bundle. And then you have CPS. So when I get on this platform and I do these stories and I happen to sit up there and tell y'all that I know for a fact that 9 times out of 10, adults do not care about the kids, this is exactly what it is that I'm talking about. All the times that I can happen to talk about all these other issues, all these other problems, all these other situations, and everybody want to rah, 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 yada, 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 you know, videos can get 30K, videos can get 40, 60, right? Videos can get 2.2K comments, videos can get hundreds of shares. Videos and live streams like this don't even really see it a lot of day. I've done this content for so long, I know what the outcome would normally be. So I'm not even surprised. That's why I know that I can sit up there and say the things that I say, and ain't nobody going to tell me no different. Ain't nobody going to try to fight me tooth and nail. Oh, Seji, you can't sit up there. Oh, Seji, you can't generalize. Oh, Seji, nah, miss me with that. Because again, if you actually cared, I would sit up there and see people popping up on all those other types of videos. Because like I said, everybody else can seemingly find the videos that I normally put out, one way or another. Normally find those. Whenever it's these videos, lowest viewed, no shares, no likes, no comments. No rah rah rah. Nobody sitting up there telling me in the comment section, "Oh, Seji, we're gonna sit up there and unsubscribe to you because you keep sitting up there." Nah, I don't get none of that. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me go to let me just highlight this because the other thing that I want to talk about as well too, and let me just get this very very straight. At no point in time do I advocate for anything happening negatively to kids. It's actually the opposite. I want kids to be loved. I want them to be nurtured. I want them to be raised well. I want them to have protection. I want them to have the best life possible. And anybody that negatively affects them should no longer be here. They shouldn't be here. I don't even want them in jail and prison. They shouldn't be here. They just should not. They should not be here. I have to again. I have to watch what it is that I say because people get real slick directly on these platforms, and powers that be feel certain types of ways. When you speak on certain groups because people are protected out here, people have rights again, which I did not know, and again I'm trying to figure out why is it possible that adults out here would allow other people specific rights and protections, right? You give those people more protections than you would actually give to kids. Like I said, it's baffling and it's confusing, and I've tried to point this stuff out before, but again, you got too many people that don't want to focus in and talk about those issues, talk about those problems. A lot of people would rather sweep it directly under the rug and just continue, every single day. Right. So a perfect example of somebody that I know does not continuously watch videos and footage and some of the comments that I tend to get whenever I cover videos and people feel that I'm being biased. I'm trying to actually find a comment, which oddly enough, this one here. Wait, you have a problem sharing this? That's not a video though. Okay. That's what happened. Yeah. So I get comments like this, right? And I'm I'm pretty sure y'all can't even see what that comment is saying right now. My apologies. It's a little bit smaller. Might have to turn the phone sideways, but I'm just gonna read it out loud, right? Had this person named Humble One. This is just technically recent, 2 days ago, on another video. These are the normal comments that I would get. It was like, yo, Seji, you're clearly biased. I noticed that you have all the smoke for women in general with these blanketed statements and videos but I see no balance in as a content creator. It seems to be coming from personal place and experience. Consider connecting to a counselor/therapist. I appreciate some of your content and takes, but I'm going to have to unsubscribe. P.S. Please find another synonym to use. You use the word directly, and it's overkill. These are the comments that I would happen to get from women out here who just, again, as I've stated to you before, they sit idly by. So they see the videos that I normally do, right, or that I do off and on, where it covers tough topics just like this, and they don't say anything. Pretty much, they're not rah rah rah. They're not trying to write paragraphs, theses, all these long scientific papers where I need to be informed and this. They're not trying to do all of that. They bypass those. And they specifically sit back and wait for me to sit up there and say, black women this, black women that, black women this, black women that. Right. And then this is where I happen to get this. So no problem. Like I said, whatever demon that you are conjuring me up to be, no problem. I got you. So for the black women out there that tend to ignore the stories that I happen to cover just like this, I want you to go fuck yourself. I want you to know very possibly, very easily, that you are within the same vein as the black men out here that are within the community. It doesn't matter if they are a relative, family member, a friend of the family, outside source. You are the exact same as those perpetrators that enact any type of harm on these kids that I highlight when it deals with our communities. So For anybody that's going to pull up to the scene talking about, but oh, black men do this and the stats and nah, well, let's also have the stats also reflect the fact that a lot of the perpetrators, yes, you do have black men directly in the community that do this, but you also have a lot of black women that protect the perpetrators. See how that goes hand in hand? See how I like to sit up there and make balance directly to things when people want to make it an unbalanced situation? We wouldn't be able to actually have a lot of these predators in the black community if we didn't have somebody protecting these predators. A lot of these predators will be be a father, there will be an uncle, there may be a brother or a black male relative of the family. And somewhere along the way, there's a black woman out there that knows that's either a family member or a close relative. Somewhere in that state, there's a black woman there that knows. So shouldn't we be throwing a lot of people away and not just one side? Shouldn't we throw away any and everybody who decides to allow these situations to occur directly within our community? That's all I'm saying. If we're going to sit up there and be honest about the situation, because trust me, I didn't have fields of black women. I done showed it off to y'all here. Sometimes y'all done seen it in live streams. I have black women that will show directly up and be like, oh, but Seji, the femicide rate, you black men are the most dangerous out here. You black men are the causation for all these things that happen to black women. And black women are also the same ones that protect the perpetrators. Correct? There's a lot of black women out here that know of black men and their families that have put hands and laid hands directly on women, that have almost beaten them to the near extent of their life. But yet they're still here. Yet they're still protected. Yet they're still nurtured. But yet there's supposed to be protection for black women, right? From black women. But black women are also protecting the ones that are committing these horrendous acts towards black women. So wouldn't that mean that black women are working against themselves? I'm just asking the question. And as I stated before, and I'm going to reiterate again because I know that somebody's going to come along and hear some stuff like you're doing a lot of blaming on black women, but what animosity, what anger do you have towards the black men out here perpetrating this? I'm actually equal on both sides. I don't want neither of y'all here. How about that one? How about how about that? I don't want neither of you here. Statistically speaking. Because if I am to look at the black community and I'm to look at the ones who are taking the utmost harm, it is the kids by far. It doesn't matter if it's being shown or if it's not being shown. Nobody else is being harmed more than the kids directly out here in the black community. How many kids have we had to sit up there and like bury? How many funerals have we seen over the last 10 years? How many stories have we heard of just like kids losing their lives? Right? Now I can put it in general or I can just put it by adults. I like to actually put it by adults, right? Because even if kids are taking other kids' life, that's also by way of the adults because they allowed that to happen because of the poor teachings that are happening directly in the households, because of the lack of protection, because of the lack of education, because of the lack of knowledge, because of the lack of value, because of the lack of love. So when you have children out here that lack all of that, they pour all of what's not there onto the world, which means that they are lacking something. So that they're going to show what they're lacking and they're going to give that to the world as if it's love. So if they view themselves as the carriers of death, they're going to carry out that death to everybody else to make sure that you feel it, to make sure that you see it, to make sure that you know every single step of how it is that they've existed for the longest time possible. And like I said before, it's interesting to me when I always get, these great live streams where there's a lot of people there. Everybody, wants to sit up there and talk. Everybody wants to add things directly into the conversation, which is great, which is awesome. But when it deals with very important topics just like this, I don't happen to get that. I don't happen to see it. I don't see people so gun ho in order to let me know something, in order to steer me in the right direction. Matter of fact, where's all the Christians at? Where's all the Christians? Where's all the Bible thumpers? Where's all the people to sit up there and tell me that, oh, Seji, we're all human beings. We're all one. We should all look for forgiveness. We all sit up there and make mistakes. What would Jesus do? Where are all of those people that normally want to pop up and start speaking about God and Jesus? Where's all of those people that normally want to start writing all of these Bible scriptures directly to me, which I see continuously in my comment section? I guess what you're telling me is that there is no God here when it deals with these situations, right?
Y'all.
Right? That's in a sense, that's the only thing that I can come to the conclusion of, is that when it deals with these situations with these kids, they are fully they have no protection. There is no God out here for them. Notice how that works. So when we have racism and we want to deal with race relations, oh, there's God. When it deals with politics, oh, there's God. When it deals with somebody wanting to specifically speak on their outlook on situations, or when it deals with racism and bigotry and all this other, oh, there's God, right? So God is just magically there, observing everything, right? But when it deals with the kids, magically there's no God. Magically, all of these Christians, all of these Bible thumpers, all of these theologians, all of these people that know these scriptures, nowhere to be seen. And if you do happen to pop up, my question to you is this, right? When it deals with these kids, where I cover their stories and I try to bring awareness, since you know God so much, where is God for them? Where is that anointment? Where is that protection? Where is that love? Where is that knowledge? Where is all of those things that you talk about in the Bible so much, where something is automatically supposed to happen to those who are doing the utmost negative? That's all I'm saying. Because magically God shows up for everybody else but these kids. And I have to question that. And I know that some people will sit up and say, that's blasphemous. Why would you say anything like that? This is the devil's work and da 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 da. Well, if I'm supposed to sit up there and go by the Bible, God made everything, including Lucifer, because he was an angel. So there's that. He didn't make himself, right? So, like I said, it's crazy out here. I have a lot of questions. Like stories that I've covered over time like this makes me question every single thing, because I can always see protections for everybody else, but none for the kids. None. Zero. And as I stated before, that I find it very interesting that the amount of people that always want to try to tell me this and try to tell me that, as I stated before, I never see them talking about stories like this. I never see them trying to cover or educate people on stories like this. And I wonder why. Like I said, people can tell me everything in the moon. They can tell me how much smarter they are. They can tell me how much more educated and that. But when it comes to these stories, it's dead silence. I get none of those folks. I get none of those folks. Like, that is crazy. What are you even talking about? Because I'm looking at what. Let me just try to see something real quick. How long have you even been up in this chat? Uh, you just popped in out of nowhere. Who the hell is Golden Brown? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know how you got here. Um, yeah, I don't know who that person is from. That's the most idiotic comment. You better not. Let me just sit up there and tell you something. You better not be black sitting up there saying anything stupid in this conversation. You better not. Oh, that's a wait, Gail. Wait a minute. So that's a her? That's a her. Because let me sit up there and that's because, oh dear God, oh my God, this is like I said before, like um, dog. I don't know who a lot of y'all are who be pulling up to the scene just to sit up there and say like something stupid and not even paying. Like I'm looking through the comment section and I'm trying to figure out where did that person even pull up from. Like it don't even. Dog, please don't be pulling up to the scene. You said that if black women are willing to have ABs, then you know that she don't care about what are you even talking about? Like how do we even get here? How do we even get directly like what? Well, Brandon V World got rid of that person. I want to say that oddly enough, I think I've seen a comment like that from a person before. I think I might have, yo, um, what was it? Yo, Outlaw. I think some years ago I seen a name like that before when it dealt with. It was far back, but I swear to goodness, there was another live stream that we had where we had a name like that before. And either you or Gail got rid of it. Was either you, Gail, or Mo got rid of that person directly out of the live stream. I swear to goodness, it's almost seeming like some deja vu. Like I kid you not. Like I kid you not. Brandy V World said, Gail, I know that was your fight, but that picture. Yo, this is what this is like I said, I gave pretty much y'all like, full reign to do whatnot or whatever. But for all of my minds directly out there, the moment in time that somebody like starts like talking sideways to y'all can get them the fuck about it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because I was about 5 seconds to putting this person directly up on a live stream if they were to come out just to sit up there and cuss them out. This was going to go like this is going to go totally left. Like this is not. Oh dear God, this is not the day. Oh boy. Like I said, this is why I thought about before I wanted to do like a fundraiser in order to really try to bring awareness. But I'm like I'm really not the person. I don't really what do people say like the tact or whatever it is. I don't my mouth is vastly different and I don't really have time for like BS and I feel like I might mess something up even though I'm trying to actually do good. So I would rather let other people do it. I'll bring awareness to stuff, but for me to sit up, yeah, no. I might inadvertently mess up some stuff. So it's like I don't want to do that. And even within this live stream, my main goal is to hopefully get even if it's a few people to donate directly to the GoFundMe because the main thing is that this lady she wants to get a proper lawyer so that she can really fight directly for you know the child, right? um so now we're going to go to the next clip that I told y'all directly about, which is right here. And this is my first time listening to the whole clip. I just wanted to hurry up and put this uh you know together so we could have this live stream. So let's look at this.
Hello, world. I am Joniqua the Genie, children's book author, child abuse advocate, and a lot of you may know me as Peaches' godmother. You also may know me from this video. Just so for the record, y'all putting her back in their custody.
Yes.
Okay.
And you could go up and you petition.
I heard that. I got I can comprehend very well. Or this video.
No, you should be here for her. No, I'm here for her. Exactly.
She's the child. She's the victim.
I was at the police station where her family threatened me, where CPS separated us, and Memphis Police Department tried to put me in jail on kidnapping charges. After this, she texted me multiple times and tried to come back home. Her family then told her that CPS called and said she will never be able to see me again and that I should be in jail. Then I went to Shelby County Juvenile Court and filed a 5-page petition to get custody of Peaches. I was told that the court date would be mailed 30 to 45 days after I filed the petition.
Thank you.
Give it 30 to 45 days for it to process, and then you'll be receiving a court date through the mail.
Okay, so I receive a court date through the mail from 30 to 45 days.
It's been 30 to 45 days. I'm still waiting on a court date. I have a lot of evidence that supports my claims of abuse and negligence. I also have a parental relinquishment and custody agreement signed by her mother and her family. I also have statements and witnesses from her neighbors and school staff. But I need your help, and I cannot do this alone. I need help with legal fees to continue fighting for her. Right now, I am in a 1-bedroom apartment. I need at least a 2-bedroom apartment to prove myself as stable as possible for family court. Please donate here at joniquathegenie.com/donate. Also, her birthday is coming up. Her birthday is August 16th. She loves writing, she loves basketball, and she loves stuffed animals. Her P.O. box information is here. I still have a way of getting these items to her.
Do you see yourself in Peaches?
Yes, I do. I was that child that was abused, mistreated, and adults were around and saw it and didn't do anything. So that is why I stepped in. I tried to save her. When I saw her, I really saw her. I understood her. I empathized with her. I sympathized with her, and I did my best to protect her.
How do you feel now that you can't talk to Peaches?
Protect her.
How do you feel?
So let me just pause right there before we go to the second one. So again, let me just pull that directly back to here. So again, Peaches is the one that's trying to advocate and that's trying to protect her. And no matter how it is, so again, so who do we have that's in cahoots with allowing these types of things to happen? We have the police. And I told y'all before, the police ain't really there to protect you at all. So don't depend on the police to actually do anything. Do it yourself. The police are not here to protect you. They're here to protect rich people's interest. At the end of the day, they will be there for businesses. They will be there for rich folks. They will be there for city council members. They will be there on time. They will show up as an army. But when it deals with you, it's like, we'll be there in like 2 hours. And then you're just laying there, lifeless, cold on the floor. Right? So you got Memphis police? If I got that correct. So Memphis police, right? They're in cahoots. They probably got people amongst their ranks that are the exact same as the boyfriend that committed the act against the daughter. You got the mother directly out there. Then you got the family of the mother. And you got CBS. Color me surprised. And matter of fact, let me just further add, you have the court system. Because what did they sit up there and tell her? Like, oh yeah, it'll be 30 to 45 days up in, when we'll sit up there and process and give you a court date. 30 to 40. So that's 30 to 45 more days that these people have directly with this girl, where she is going to be unprotected, where multiple other things could potentially happen to her, if not worse. 30 to 45 days. And then even if the court date does happen, that does not automatically mean that anything is going to get done. Like I said before, none of these systems that are set up actually care about the family. They don't care about the children. They don't care about none of this. They do not care about any of this at all. And it shows. This is the exact same thing I've been speaking about for several years. When I sit up there and tell you that all of these higher ranking positions are all in on it, I mean just that. The police departments, they're directly in on it because they got dudes in there in the police department and many others that side with this type of stuff, and they are okay with this type of stuff. You got people directly in the courts that side with this stuff, and they are okay with this type of stuff. You got a lot of those in CPS, and I even gave y'all a story of a CPS worker or two or a few that were caught in stings where they had certain types of images and videos. But yet these are the people that are supposed to be saving the kids, right? These are the people that are supposed to make sure that the child is taken out of a negative situation and put into a positive one. Obviously not. So the CPS got them. And then, as I stated to you guys earlier, the families. got him as well. Look at that. Look at that. 30 to 45 days. And ain't nobody there except for her is talking about any type of protection for that child. The courts do not care. CPS don't care. The police don't care. The family don't care. And at this moment in time, that I went directly to the GoFundMe. She's raised $7,520. And when I think about the fact of the amount of foolishness where you have people that want to donate and they want to sit up there and give to millionaires and all this other type of stuff, I'm just sitting by and I'm just thinking, like, yo, why are there not fields of people giving directly to this situation? Realistically, her goal is 8K. It shouldn't even this should have exceeded that goal. She should have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting right there so that she can get the best lawyer wherever it is, wherever they are in America, in order to fight this whole thing. But the only thing that it seems that people can muster up, 7,520. And this is dealing with the safety of a child. This is dealing with the protection of a child. This is dealing with the love for a child. This is trying to show and convey to that child that, yo, you actually do got people out here that care about you. Right? Like I said, we can't pick and choose our families. Can't pick and choose our families, right? So let me put it back here.
That is why I stepped in. I tried to save her. When I saw her, I really saw her. I understood her. I empathized with her. I sympathized with her. And I did my best to protect her.
How do you feel now that you can't talk to Peaches?
Protect her.
How do you feel now that you can't talk to Peaches or see her right now?
I feel like a failure. I'm heartbroken. I'm sad. I struggle to get back to my normal life. I feel like I didn't deserve to live because she's out there suffering, still needing guidance, still needing support. This is not easy. A lot of people forget that I have feelings. I'm not a machine. I'm not a robot. This is not AI. I don't even have time to cry because I have to keep going. I have to be productive. And all I can do is trust God, keep faith, and put in the work.
Do you miss your niece? It's okay.
Want to take a second? Yes, I miss my niece. I just try not to think about it. I just try to. That's why I did all this. That's why I started my business. That's why I wrote this book. I wrote this book the night that I realized I would never see her again. I wrote this book for her and every brown girl that's like her.
Right. So we heard that. So, obviously, some things did not happen. Things fell apart. And you have her, trying to fight and keep directly going and trying to, save. Again, it's what I said before. It's an uphill battle. Um, because even if you have the utmost interest in doing the right thing, there are so many people out there that ignore it. So many people out there that don't care. Um, so many people, like, I put it to you like this: if at any point in time, because we all know what normally happens. Normally, when somebody wants to do right, there'll be a lot of different things that will come out automatically about a person. Like, oh, this person, did you know this about this person, and this, that, and the third. And what do you think that people will sit up there and choose? Would they rather choose the positivity about the person, or would they rather be engulfed in flames and choose the negativity about a person and walk through that fire? They would run happily and dive off of boards, out of planes, directly into that fire, dealing with the negativity of that person and carry it fully. That's how jacked up society is. And that's how much people don't actually care about a lot of the situations that go on directly out here. Even amongst the threads of people that were posting underneath the video on X, you had people that said that, hey, realistically, people don't care. And that's the truest. Like I said, regardless on how the person basically meant it, that is the most factual and truest comment that I was able to see. A lot of people don't care. You can come to social media with some of the greatest intentions and trying to help other people, but in general, nobody cares, because what people think. They'll be like, well, why should I care about this when nobody cared about me? Why should I care about this when nobody wanted to help out me? Nobody wanted to, look out for me. Nobody wanted to protect me. Nobody wanted to. Why am I going to sit up there and give when other people didn't give to me? And this is how we have these continuous cycles. That's how jacked up this is. You have a lot of people out here right now that have went through something similar to both people here, and they know about it. They can feel it in their core. It is just like yesterday. As soon as they close their eyes, they're right back there. And because a lot of those people are like, well, I didn't get any type of protection. I had to battle myself. I had to fight through my own situation. A lot of those people are willing to allow these kids to live this fully out, to just struggle, to fight through it, to keep going through this, having to figure out a way, hopefully to find religion, to find belief, to find faith in something, just so that they can make it to adulthood as another broken adult. That's how jacked up society is. That's how jacked up a lot of adults are. And this is why I've stated before that a lot of adults realistically shouldn't have kids. Because a lot of adults out here are worthless. A lot of adults out here are selfish. And a lot of adults out here don't care about nothing but themselves. And it shows. It shows. Because this is a cycle that should have been broken eons ago, but yet we're still here. This has been going on longer than I have ever existed, longer than any concept of a thought of my being was even in this universe. And we're still here in 2025. Out of all of these eons, out of all of these generations, out of all of these centuries, out of all of this lifespan of humanity, this is what we're still looking at. This is what we're still talking about. This is what is still prevalent, what is still here. And that's crazy. That is crazy. So the GoFundMe is right there. If anybody would like to donate, I'm going to read directly from the GoFundMe. And this is going to be a long one, right? So the first one that she has up there that I can see, she said that this is my goddaughter Peaches. I met Peaches in July of 2023, and I've been helping her since. She's surrounded by people that beat her, curse at her, belittle her, and do drugs, cocaine, and pop pills in front of her. She suffers from neglect and abuse from her family members and people in her neighborhood. Peaches' uh, mother has health problems and mental issues that cause her to have frequent hospital visits and leave her unable to take care of Peaches. Peaches often appears neglected, wearing the same clothes or clothes that are too small or too big or dirty. Her hair is always matted and she is left unkept, making her an easy target for children in the neighborhood. In August of 2023, she confided in me and told me that she was harmed by her uncle, her father's brother, on her birthday. The same day, I took her to the hospital, got the relative arrested at her birthday party, and he sits in prison to this day. Although I do my best to help Peaches in any way I can, her life continued to worsen. Peaches has struggled with severe depression, low self-esteem, anger issues, and has even attempted to take herself away from this multiple times. The environment and neighborhood where she lives makes it worse. The children and adults bully her, judge her for appearance, make up rumors and lies about her, and attack her because they know that she has no one that will defend her and fight for her at home. On 6/13/2025, I picked up Peaches for the weekend and her hair was matted with crochet braids. She was wearing snow boots and a black hoodie with no underwear and no bra. So I took her on a shopping spree, spent hundreds of dollars on undergarments, shirts, pants, and shoes for her. On 6/20/2025, Peaches was playing outside of her home and a gun was pulled on her and aimed in her face by a seventh grader. On 6/22/2025, four children, two boys and two girls, broke into her home, jumped her, punching her in the face, head, and stomach, and kicked her when she fell on the floor. She ran into her bedroom, and a boy came through her window and helped the other three children jump her and recorded the entire fight. During this incident, her mother was screaming and fell. Then she had to be rushed to the hospital. This is not the first time Peaches was jumped by several children, but this is the first time they broke into her home. I cannot stand by and watch Peaches' life continue down this heartbreaking path. Right now, I think it was supposed to be, I have Peaches in my custody and do not feel comfortable. My bad, I had to sneeze. I do not feel comfortable allowing her to go back to her mother's home. I have filed 3 police reports, contacted DCS/CPS, and filed a report with the leasing agent at Peaches' mother's apartment. This morning, I took Peaches back to her mother's home to collect the rest of her belongings. The undergarments, clothes, and shoes I brought her. When we entered into her room, all of her dressers were pulled out and a lot of her things were missing and or broken. So it appears after her mother went to the hospital and I took Peaches to my home, they came back to her house and robbed/vandalized the place. I had to file another police report and I need help as I've been helping since 2023 with no help. Now I have full custody of her, and there is only so much that I can do on my own. She needs a bed, a dresser, a TV, clothes, shoes, a phone, and so much more. If you know anyone that could help, please send me the information. If you have anything that you can donate, please donate. I got permission from Peaches and her family to share her story. Okay, so that's great. So I guess she does have some people out there that do actually care about this situation, at least going by the last part that she stated. Because originally I thought that this was for lawyers, originally for help and everything of that nature. Like I said, I put everything together just so I can, try to get everything out there. Like I said, this is first shot, ain't scripted, no nothing. So for when it deals with the donation, again, like I said earlier, everything that I just set up there and read, there's no reason why the donation for that GoFundMe is sitting at 7K, and she should have 100 grand, if not more, sitting directly up there. The amount of foolishness that is entertained and that gets, donations is egregious. There's literally something right here that the masses could really put money directly towards and, help out this situation, make this situation better for this young, because like I said, she's out of that situation. From everything that I'm able to get, at least from the very first update, she is out of, that situation. Right. So now I'm going to read to you the I guess this was the first one because there was a type of order that was there. So that was what she wrote as of, I'm trying to find the date up there. They don't actually give me a date for that one, right? But the one below it, which says update 1, July 1st, 2025. It says on 6/25, 2025, sorry, 6/25, 2025 evening, Peaches' family members grew angry about her Facebook post and GoFundMe requesting help and resources, and they responded by threatening me and Peaches. I have documented this and reported this to the police. Report number is 250603087ME. On 6/25/2025, that night, after I did not initially respond to their threats, the family, the mother, and the cousin went to police, falsely accused me of kidnapping, and tried to get me thrown in jail. However, a Memphis Police Department lieutenant said no one was kidnapped and CPS will decide where the child goes. I will provide 2 videos. The woman, Peaches' cousin, I am arguing with, has abused Peaches and done drugs in front of Peaches and her son. She lives in the same apartment complex as Peaches. The woman sitting beside the woman I am arguing with is her mother. The cousin manipulates and controls the mother. Peaches has been abused physically, mentally, emotionally, verbally, and worse by several family members. Jesus Christ. Peaches' family, cousin and mother, admitted that they did not call the police for Peaches or regarding her safety. They said that they called the police because I put their family business on Facebook and on GoFundMe. They claimed that they didn't tell the police that I kidnapped her. When they saw Peaches, they did not hug her or comfort her for a child that was kidnapped. The mother did not speak to her or acknowledge her at all. The cousin and the mother thought I would immediately be thrown in jail. However, that was not the case. Therefore, we had to sit face to face and wait on CPS together. During this time, the cousin began to threaten Peaches, and I again, the cousin, called police on her phone and asked them to come to the police station to harm me, Peaches, and 2 other women. The police sent them to the back of the police station. That has been documented as well and included in the police report. CPS caseworker Tonique Singleton arrived and interviewed everyone. Regardless of me providing evidence that proves I've been protecting Peaches since 2023, CPS is doing a 30 to 40-minute one-on-one interview with Peaches and me present, a signed, legalized, notarized parental relinquishment and custody agreement. CPS caseworker Tonique Singleton and her supervisor, Melvin Wright, placed Peaches back in the home where she was abused, neglected, and worse. CPS caseworker Tanique Singleton stated her supervisor, Melvin Wright, said she has to go back to the home where all of these things took place. At the police station, Miss Tanique Singleton was very nasty and cold towards Peaches. She rolled her eyes at me. I told her the details of the case. She got loud with me and cut me off when I spoke to her and when asked for clarification. She also bucked her eyes at Peaches and aggressively said, "Peaches, baby, you got to go," as Peaches was having a nervous breakdown. She was also laughing with the police officer as Peaches was crying and distraught. The police nor CPS cared. On 6/26/2025, around 3 a.m., Peaches was placed back into the home where she was abused and worse in that home. All of this happened on video at the Memphis police station, 791 East Rains, Memphis, Tennessee. She said, and these are, I guess, the case numbers and also the people. She said, matter of fact, let me just put that directly up there, right? I can post that directly up there at least, right? I might have to block out one word just because like I said before, YouTube acts a little bit funny when certain words are seen or placed directly up there. They make sure that videos, live streams, whatnot, whatever, won't get shown. So my apologies if I didn't see people's comments because I was reading specifically from the GoFundMe. So that is the information there directly from the GoFundMe. So again, there's help. Donations are heavily needed when it deals with this situation. This is like I said, it's crazy. Things like this should not be happening at all. Children should not be at a point in time where they feel as though that they are not being looked after, that they are not being protected. Like I said, you have these types of predators all over the place, male and female. It don't matter who did what. For me, everybody is the same. If you're allowing and you're sitting idly by knowing about the situation and you're letting it happen, you are the exact same as the perpetrator, if not worse, because you have the information. You know every single thing that is going on. You can actually do something about it. You decide not to. CPS, the police, the court systems, the young girl's family. Like I said, that's crazy. This is how directly within communities you have cycles that continuously happen. The whole main thing that I grew up understanding is that people said like, "Yo, we're supposed to break certain cycles. We're supposed to break chains, and so that people can start anew, so that this same negative type of behavior, these things, don't carry on and hurt hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands of other people directly out there." But I'm seeing that cycles are allowed to happen, and people know about it, and they just sit idly by and they allow it to sit up there and happen. And you have a rare few out there, and I do mean a rare few, that will advocate, speak, and fight for these kids. A lot of others don't. Like I said, I'm Sorry, it's not even a word that I don't even think even fits this. But I don't really have another, type of word to even use. Um, like I said, I'm so sorry that this young girl has to go through this. That this is what she has to face. That this is what she has to fear on an everyday basis. It's crazy to know that she has women that look just like her in her family or around her, and a lot of them opt to stay silent. They opt to do nothing. It in a sense took for a outsider, right? It took for a godmother to step in and get one of the perpetrators arrested and thrown directly in prison. Hopefully he stays there forever. Forever. But then the problem is, if that perpetrator was there for so long, how many more things like this has he done? How many more people knew about these things and kept this secret and just told you, don't you see the uncle over there, don't have conversations, da 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 da, but you still allow him to be at the family reunions. You still allow him to be around the family and the kids, and y'all all know what it is that he be doing. Throw everybody away. Throw everybody away. Throw everybody away. Throw everybody away. Throw them all away. Like I said, this is what I talk about. Like this is like I said, it's sad. And I can only imagine if it gets to a point in time, like once she, let's say, like reaches like 18, 19, 20, and she decides that she wants to get on social media. And again, I'm not even sure what the landscape of social media, by the time she reaches, 18, 19, 20, I'm not even sure what the landscape of social media is going to look like or what platforms are even going to be used, right? I can only imagine the stories that she is going to tell. And that's probably the other thing of which that family does not want to happen, because that's going to open up a whole nother can of worms. Because again, because I'm trying to put this as best as possible, if the family knows that this has happened, they knew about the uncle, right? How many more kids there have been affected by that secrecy, by the family sitting idly by and not doing nothing? How many more lives were affected or are affected? Those are the things that I tend to think about every single time that I see stories like this or hear about stories like this, where a lot of these perpetrators are being sheltered by friends and family and allowed to go on for so long to affect so many lives, where in certain cases, not in every single case, but in certain cases you may have the exact same process repeat, causing a whole nother cycle. Like I said, things like this should never happen to children at all. So when everybody always wants to sit up here and say who is the most unprotected groups directly out here, I want people to understand. You have those that will say black men, you will have those out there that will say black women. But in unison, both of those groups will never say children. Pay attention. You will never see any of those grown adults ever sit up there and say that children are the most unprotected group directly out here, because people like to play these victim Olympics. And again, it further proves the fact that adults out here, especially in the black community, a great amount do not care about kids. Everybody wants to be on a soapbox to sit up there and say like, "Oh, we don't get no type of protection, and this, that, and the third, and oh, they don't care about us, and rah 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 rah." But when is the last time you seen both of those groups in the victim Olympics? putting everything to the side and advocate for kids, want to bring awareness to what it is that kids are dealing with on an everyday basis. They're not, and they won't, because as stated before, a lot of adults out here are selfish. They look at themselves first and everything else last, even if they got kids. As clear cut by the GoFundMe that I was able to write to you. So when I happen to say that a lot of people out here ain't shit, I mean just that. When I say that a lot of people out here can burn in hell, you, your families, whatever God that you believe directly in, whatever pale horse that you rode direct, I mean exactly that. Because when it deals with this planet, when it deals with this world, children should always come first. And if that is not how you view things, you shouldn't be here. Because the only reason that as adults right now that we are able to continue on and do whatever it is that we're doing is because we know that we got kids coming up. They're going to sit up there and take our place so we can act as foolish, as stupid and whatnot, or whatever. We can do whatever it is that we want to do because we got other people that's going to sit up there and have the torch. So AKA passing on the responsibility, AKA I don't have to take on full responsibility no matter how old that I get as an adult. I'm just going to pass it on to the younger group directly out here. Because what do we normally hear from the older generation every single time we try to have them take accountability for the things that happened before us? I lived my life. I did what it is that I was supposed to sit up there and do. That's not my responsibility. I'm too old to sit up there and deal with this situation. Hear all the excuses in the book. I don't got time for it. I'm not about to be in my 60s and my 70s and my 80s talking about, oh no, I'm still living my life. And as long as I still got the will or the energy to sit up there and live, I'm going to have the exact same voice. No matter how it basically works. I'm not about to be like previous generations and trying to pass on the responsibility to the younger ones. As long as I am still alive and still an adult, I have the full ability somehow, some way to still advocate for, speak for, and to try to prevent and protect these kids directly out here. It is a very selfish nature to be a grown adult and talk about and try to tell somebody I done fought my fight. I done walked as long as I could sit up there and walk. And you done had your whole life to sit up there and be selfish. And now that death is right next to you, you still want to sit up there and be selfish. But yet at the same time, while you're lying on that bed in a hospice with nurses and everybody else that don't care about you, you got bed sores and your family ain't coming around to sit up there and help you. You got the nerve to sit up there and want people to care about you. Huh? How that work? How that work? Like I said, I don't got time for that. I do not have time for that at all. I don't. And for a lot of the times that happen to hear elders, say that, I view them as useless. And I understand why it is that you don't have family and people coming to see you. I understand. Because in a lot of, instances, a lot of these elders, they carry on this pain, they carry on this trauma throughout their whole life of, doing this woe is me and all this other type of stuff. And then they want people to fill them up with the love and the value and all this other type of stuff, which through the walks of life that they've taken, they should have been able to pick some stuff up along the way and do it themselves. And I keep trying to tell people that nobody can love you more than you can love yourself. Nobody can instill more value and knowledge, and different things of the sort. Somebody can give you a book, but it's up to you to read that book. It's up to you to formulate, use critical thinking and to form your own point of view on that, and then use that as a platform to build your own information and knowledge. And then once you have that, you just added more chapters to that book, you passed it on, right? That's how we pass on knowledge and information. But obviously, as stated, a lot of that knowledge and information is it's not getting passed on in a variety of ways. And a lot of these kids are growing up lost. And in a lot of these situations, when you deal, going back to the image of the young girl that you see there, a lot of those young girls will view the negative acts that are allowed to happen and that are happening by way of the perpetrator they will take that on and view that as love because they don't know or understand what love actually is, because they're not getting it from a father. They're not getting it from a mother. They're not getting it from a family. They're not getting it from the community. They're not even getting it from those who are supposed to be the protectors, which is CPS and the police and the court system. All of these areas are not loving this child. So the moment in time that this child is going through this type of abhorrent and negative behaviors by way of grown adults directly out here, and I want to say grown adults because I have covered this on the sides of both men and women doing this to children. Those children will internalize that misunderstanding as a type of love and use that as a base. So when I say that the cycle repeats, you have a lot of these kids that are so traumatized and that have never gone through any type of therapy to work through everything and to come to a finalized or find that understanding to be able to separate what is actual love versus what is not, that they will carry that misinformation and they will further allow this to perpetuate throughout the community by way of them giving birth and having kids. So like I said, if people would like to donate to a very great cause, the GoFundMe is listed. It is posted directly there. It is directly in front of you. I'm trying to see if is there another way to. Yeah, I guess if you happen to, let me see if you type in that title, will that show up? Yeah. So even if you type in the title, that exact same um GoFundMe that you see, it'll show up. So just in case you can't click on the link, you can type in Peaches' journey to safety and love. If you type that in, it will, pull directly up. Right. Like I said before, this is a lot of the types of content that I used to heavily do. But when you want to decide to highlight certain stories and things of that nature, when it deals with other people directly out there, um, you are told in a variety of ways to shut up and back away from the topic. Right. And again, this is about powers that be. So that lets you know that people out here got protections. There are certain rules and regulations that have to be followed, even if I disagree, directly with it. Again, horrible. Horribly disagree. Because I feel that everything should be out there. People should be able to, know, because like I said, whoever the dude was that first started this, his face needs to be directly out there. People need to know exactly who it is that old man is. I don't care even if he is locked up in prison. People need to sit up there and know so that if there are other members of that family that have been affected by that quote unquote family member, I'm not even gonna call him my uncle, by that family member, they could hopefully in some type of way happen to speak out. You know, um, but yeah, that's all I got. That is all I got. The best way I could put it is this, and I guess I'll end it on this, and this is somewhat similar to what you're going to hear when I post the video. Uh, dealing with this is the fact that when I was younger, and some of y'all might have heard me tell this story multiple times. Like I said, I'm going to beat a dead horse because some things are just important. I don't care if I got to keep saying the exact or retelling this up until I'm 98 or 100 for people to get it right. Up until I'm blue in the face, up until people's like, we get it, we heard it before. I don't even care. Right. As I stated before, I've always been the type of person, for whatever reason, when I was younger, I would always attract the girls who had kids, right? Um, and I found that to be a little bit odd, a little bit weird, because in my mind, I'm thinking as a young guy, I'm like, yo, as a mother, like, yo, why would you decide that you want to talk to somebody online or whatnot or whatever, and then you want to pull up to the scene, with your kid? I'm like, yo, that's dangerous. You don't know who I am. And it's like these are not only thoughts that I had, on how like odd and strange this is, but I verbally stated this as well too, irregardless on how it was going to mess up whatever plans that were, basically had, or however it is that they want to feel about me. um because in my view, I'm like, yo, if you're not going to have a father that's going to sit up there and tell you, or a brother or whatnot, I'm going to sit up there and do it, because obviously nobody else cares. Like, obviously the women in your family ain't sitting up there teaching you or telling you the right thing. Like, yo, let me just sit up there and let you know something. Like, what you're doing right here is dangerous. You don't know me from a can of paint. I could be an axe murderer. Anything can sit up there and happen, right? And it's going to be you that is at fault, because you decided to put your child's life in danger, because you care more about your feelings or wanting to date or have a boyfriend or a significant other, versus, the life and the safety of your child. And that's crazy to me. And the exact same mentality that I have today is the exact same mentality I had when I was a teenager. The exact same thoughts and conversations that I was having that time as a teenager are the exact same thoughts and conversations I have with grown women. And I'm like, something should have changed. Something should have clicked directly out there. And again, shout out to my mom. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Everything that on how I view all of these situations is because of my mom and how it is that she raised me, and what it is that she had around me and didn't have around me. My mom never had, it was never like a 7-Eleven. Never. I never saw men coming in and out of doors. I was never calling 99 dudes like stepdad, or thinking that this was my dad or all this other. Nah, because she specifically stated herself that, yeah, it's like, as a woman, it's like, hey, lonely, I'm a human being, all this other type of stuff. But I have to take care of you first. I have to make sure that you are good. I have to make sure that you are fine, irregardless on how it is that I feel or the things that I want specifically for myself out of life. You are the most important thing, right? So that is what my mom told me. And not only did she tell me that, but she walked in those exact same actions. So whenever it is that people happen to hear me talk the way that I talk, I'm like, oh, Seji, why do you have such energy towards women? That's because of the value that I have. That's because of how much I value my mother and the ruler, of how much of a ruler that she is, on how it is that I look at other women directly out here. And I see a lot of black women out here falling short. Because, like I said, I should not be the one to have these conversations. I shouldn't. I shouldn't be the ones to sit up there and have the conversations with you back when you were a teenager. I shouldn't be the one to have the conversations with you at the age that you're currently at this moment in time. Something should have transpired for people to get smarter. Like I said, it's crazy out here, man. It's 100% crazy. Like I said, shout out to my mom. Because of her, I was able to hopefully get through to some of the young girls that I knew during the time of high school, and hopefully they wisened up, even though, it was like, hey, I'm not talking to you no more. Nobody asked you for that. Nobody told you to speak directly on that. But I'm like, you brought your child directly around me, so I'm going to speak directly on the situation. And if I disagree with it, you're going to hear my disagreement. It is what it is. Like I said, um, you got people out here that just don't want to be accountable, that don't want to, make a situation better. Like I said, you got a lot of people out here that are just selfish. A lot of people out here that just should not be parents. And the only thing that I can sit up there and do is just hope the best for, a lot of those kids. I can only hope, and a lot of those girls, slash some of the women during the time, they had daughters. And I'm like, I hope the best. That's the most that I can do. I can't break my neck to decide that, okay, I want to sit up there and fight for this woman's. That's not gonna, ain't nothing gonna come from that. I'm not blood related to nothing. Ain't nothing going. The only thing I can do is try to impart, knowledge and some form of wisdom. But like I said, the most that I got was people saying a whole bunch of negative stuff. You're not my father. You're not God. You're not my pastor. This, that, and the third. I mean, if I was your father, you'd be a lot better, and you probably wouldn't be pregnant. But it's neither here nor there. You know, like I said, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. And it further shows whenever y'all happen to see the comments that I get left directly on this platform, where I'm trying to get directly through to people and to, tell them some very important stuff. Gail said they didn't like the truth, Seji. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much it. And like I said, the same way that I felt like, just like how I cover these stories before I was even, doing this whole thing on social media, like, yo, I'm trying to speak. Like, it would be to the point of, like I said, I guess like how a lot of dudes like to sit up there and say, I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm built different. None of these other men are sitting up there like me. And right. I guess that I can sit up there and say that I'm cut from a very a more complex different cloth from other dudes out here, because I can't, really in a sense give you examples of other guys being on a lot of these sites during the time of being a teenager and seeing these girls out here who talk about they're looking for a boyfriend and this, that, and the third, but then their whole profile got their kids on it. And I'm like, I'm sitting up there talking to them and trying to tell them, like, yo, you need to take your kids off of these sites. And this is before we had AI and all this other, type of stuff directly out here. I'm like, yo, you need to take your kids directly off of these sites. Like, yo, you got other people than just us in this age range viewing your profile page. And like I said, I know this because I didn't had girls sit up there and tell me that they didn't had dudes like at the time of, let's say, 18 and 18, right? They didn't had dudes at 18, not dudes at 18, but while they were at 18, they didn't have guys sitting up there talking to them that were like 25, 30, 40. And some of those, during that time, some of those dudes, you would see them leaving comments on their profile page. And I'm like, dog, I'm like, what are you doing here? I'm like, everybody here is in high school. Why are you, as a grown dude, just like, bro, what is happening? Are you okay? I'm like, yo, police, Chris Hansen, somebody, right? So again, a lot of the things that I state, this is stuff that I've been stating for the longest time possible, since I could sit up there and state it. So like I said, this ain't nothing new. People are just being made aware of it now because I'm clearly on social media. I got, a platform and stuff like that. But like I said, it's crazy to me. And even still to this day, I try to tell a lot of women, like, yo, take your kids directly off of your profile page, man. Do you not understand the way that people move out here, the types of people that are directly out here? I'm like, if I'm able to sit up there and see your profile and read it, you got a lot of other people that are able to sit up there and see your profile and read it. It don't take that long for people to sit up there and get whatever information that they like. Come on, dog. Like I said, I be trying to tell people, you need to move. A lot of women out here need to move smarter. That's the best way I can sit up there and put it. A lot of women out here need to move smarter. No man out here can sit up there and force a woman to sit up there and move smarter, can force her to take kids' pictures directly off of her profile page and all this other, like, dog. So again, I need people to miss me with that. A lot of women out here need to stop doing that. Stop putting your kids on your profile page. Stop doing it. I don't care if it's like Christian Mingle. I don't care if it's Tinder, whatever it is. let's even take it further back. Yeah, I don't care if it's MySpace, AOL, you got mail. I don't care what it is. Take your kids directly off of your profiles, because you don't know where that image is going to sit up there and go, or how it's going to be used. I know what's going to happen with that image because I've reported on a variety of places. Tumblr was one of those places as well too. A lot of women that had their kids directly up there as a profile or a standalone image. Oh yeah, those pictures were on Tumblr. Those pictures were on Twitter and many other places. Like I said, man, I don't know. Like I said, I do the most that I can do, and that's all I can do. It is an uphill battle. It is an uphill battle because you're not going to have enough people to, you know, really push stuff forward. Like I said, this is why I try to report on this stuff in a variety of areas and try to make people aware so that kids can be protected. But yeah, like I said before, if y'all would like to donate directly to the GoFundMe, it is directly in front of you. Just type in Peaches' journey to safety and love, and it should pull directly up for you. At the current moment in time, just to make sure you are on the right GoFundMe, let me just refresh it so you can get the number. The current number for the GoFundMe is 7,554. Right, and all the information that I read directly off, you can also read that as well on the GoFundMe page. Um, this is also, excuse me, this is also the Facebook of the young woman that is fighting for slash has custody of the young girl here. So this is the Facebook. The Facebook will, I can't get rid of the bottom of it because I'm not signed in. But this is what sorry. This is what the picture of the Facebook should look like when you pull it up. Let me put the image directly in front of you so you know you got the right place. This is what the Facebook should look directly like. So you'll see all of her information. You'll see the videos, right? All the documentation that she said that she have had. She'll go over a lot of information and different things of the sort, so people can get fully aware and educated on the situation and what is happening. Um, let me see what is even happening right now. Let me see. Amir Indian, what is up? You said, Seji, thank you for what you do, and those like you. You are appreciated. Hey, much love. Much love. It's very hard to technically see that. And that's also by way of platforms, because platforms will do a variety of things in order to stop things from moving around and information from gathering. So yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love. Sham said, yes, it's generational mistakes being caught in a cycle of abuse that is being broken. That isn't being broken. We should not have to wait for the police to come in and break it. We should break the system in a cycle. That's facts. That is facts. That is facts. So as stated before, again, if anybody, really wants to do anything about the situation, again, donate. And just even about the topic as well. Start making reports on every platform whenever you start to see some things that are highly questionable. Start reporting those videos. Start reporting those out there doing whatnot or whatever. Start doing it. Because the quicker that we could really start doing this, maybe the faster we can start a type of healing process, or at least make a way for a new generation of kids to not have to face or to have to live through that type of story, that type of trauma, right? That at least that's my hope, right? I would want to hope for that to happen, because like I said, any of the things that I've ever gone through, any of the things that any other people have gone through, I would never want kids to go through, right? Nobody should have to face any of those things at all. right? I'm pretty sure that we could at least agree directly on that. Yo, what is up, Zaire? You said Zaire, you says if it wasn't for you and a few other real people, wouldn't have known about some of these cases. But hopefully when those victims see those videos, they'll think at least someone cares much. Yeah, hopefully, you know. Because the only thing I can say is hopefully, because when it deals with a lot of situations like that, there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of things there that somebody going through that situation would really have to try to go through in order to be able to understand that, yeah, you actually got people that genuinely care without wanting or needing anything from you. Like, this is just natural, like, that type of deal. But yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation out here. Looney said, remember, we are all desired people on earth, men and women. They can't afford for us to come together. It's too scary for them. Um, Somebody else said a lot of people need biblical instructions. Biblical instructions don't even matter. Like I said before, um, I have yet to see a lot of these, let's say, churches and other places really step up to the forefront when it deals with these things happening, especially in the Black community. Right? I don't see a lot of this stuff happening. Like, it's crazy that we got, let's say, like a Benjamin Crump to deal with police situations, and they can pretty much always somehow, some way, seemingly get money. But when it deals with situations like this in the Black community dealing with kids, what lawyers do we got? What Black lawyers, what Black law firm do we got to deal with these situations where you got these systems that are set in place that are supposed to protect our kids in the best interest of the kids, right? When everything else fails, who's there to keep them and to make them accountable, right? Who's there to help those kids get some type of money or something because of the mismanagement, or how the system basically failed them? Nowhere. Nowhere. You said, yeah, but what did y'all do for over 1,000 years that y'all could make it without God and change nothing? How about this one? How about this one, right? Because you, again, I'm not sure if you're about or whatnot or whatever, but you're highly into the Bible, right? No problem. I got you. Much love. Whenever it deals with these situations that I cover, where specifically is God? That's all I'm asking. Where's God? Where's the churches? Where's the word? Where is that? So let me just take it to another extent, right? Because so let me just, because I'm just talking to you, just don't have nothing to do with that topic, right? Because you said that Black people, the reason that we are in the constraints that we're in is because we we took God out of the equation, right? No problem, I got you. So during the time of slavery, when Black men were getting buck broken, and that means that the slave masters, the slave hands, and many other men, many men, would actively go after Black men. And during those times of slavery, we were raised and taught to believe in God, to fear God, correct? And the slave master sat up there and told us that, God was telling you to, in a sense, believe in and to listen to your master, which would basically be him, which would basically make him like the right or left hand directly of God. And during all of these events where our Black sons and fathers and grandfathers were going through this buck breaking process, they would sit up there and tell the Black slaves there, just pray to God and it'll be over soon. So I'm just I'm just uniquely asking, where was God? I'm just I'm just asking. Where was God when the slave master was sitting up there telling black women to just believe in God, just keep praying just a little bit longer, it's almost over. Where was God? Where was God for a lot of those young black girls and young black boys during slavery? Where was God? You know, the craziest part is I can hear you seething and getting directly mad behind your cell phone because I'm asking a very simple question that you seem not to answer. And as you were telling me earlier that black people like to point the finger, let's see, what did you just point the finger directly at? You said he's right in front of you. You're blind to see it because you think Creflo Dollar or Benny Hinn or TG Snakes, you think they're really preachers out here. LOL. Looks like you're pointing the finger. I asked you a simple question. Where was God to sit up there and save black people during slavery? Where was God when people were being buck broken? Where was God when black kids were getting fed directly to alligators? Where was that at? Because oddly enough, when it deals with other cultures, people can point to me and show me where God is. Just saying. Just saying. And the most interesting thing is that I never sat up there and stated at all that I have a belief in Creflo Dollar. I've actually talked about Creflo Dollar directly on this platform, and quote unquote God telling him that he needed a $40 million jet to preach the word across the world. I don't even know who Benny Hinn is. Don't even care. I've also talked about TD Jakes as well on this platform. You must not know me too well. You must be brand new directly to this platform, and this is your introduction. Good luck with that. Like I said, I obviously, again, like I said, it must be different because I do have the nerve to sit up there and question. I question every single day because I'm looking directly for an answer. And I'm not trying to hear nobody tell me, oh, well, the reason is you got to sit up there and look directly in the Bible. Yet that's further proof that you're a bot. You're sitting up there writing in the comment section like a child. You're acting directly like a child. Your response is that of a child. And I more than likely, you having the name of a biblical instructor, you're more than likely older than me again. And this is what I just so happen to see from those older folks directly out here. Crazy work, diabolical in nature. I guess with age does not come wisdom. Because it's crazy to me that even when you go to certain preachers and you want to ask them certain questions, they can't seemingly ask the question. Everybody tells you, like, oh, just read your Bible. No, 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 no. If you are the one that knows everything, the ins and outs of the Bible, you should be able to directly tell me. If I go to a teacher and say, yo, teacher, what's 2 times 2? They're not going to sit up there and tell me like, oh, go practice your multiplication. Go do this. Go to. They're like, I'm going to sit up there and give you the answer, but while giving you the answer, this is how you get the answer, right? This is what teachers normally do. When it normally deals with religion, that's not the thing that happens. It seems that a lot of people like to run when questions are asked, and that's crazy. It's diabolical in nature, right? This is your religion. This is specifically what you believe in, and when somebody specifically wanted to ask you a question, you should be able to answer it properly because you study this, right? This is what people have debates all day long online for. I done seen thousands of people like, I know the scriptures better. I know the Bible better. I know this, that, and the third, and Acts and John's and Joseph and da 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 da. Want to go back and forth. But the moment of time somebody asks a very specific question, silence. People are like, oh, well, you need to educate yourself. Read the word. That's diabolical. That is crazy. This is my thing though. So I got a question for you. So what makes me a non-believer? This is why I love talking to Bible folks. What makes me a non-believer? You sound just like the conservative, like the black dude that came up here before, and I was rambling, and then it got to a point where he was like, "Oh, you're MAGA, you're a black white ring, a black right wing conservative. Like you're on that side, you're on that side. Y'all do the exact same thing, and it's the craziest thing. So what leads you, right? What knowledge, not even leads you, what knowledge do you have that I'm a non-believer? What knowledge do you have? Because this seems to be your first introduction here, realistically. So what I'm asking you as a grown adult that wants to say that you're not mad at anything and yada yada yada, all this other type of stuff, even though clearly people can see your comments in the comment section, and I've shown off some of your comments there. What leads you, or what knowledge base do you have that I'm a non-believer? So now you're just rambling off. Is this like delayed or something? Like, am I not making sense out here? Like, I do get that some people say that my examples might not really fit or really don't, flow well or make sense. I could swear I'm speaking total English at this moment in time, right? You said, what? I don't believe in luck. That is a person that takes the glory of God and puts the word luck because they have no hope or faith in Jesus Christ. You keep that to your, what are you even talking about? Who are you responding to? Ah, next you said, yeah, you need a truth for God, man. Just go to Apostle Gino Jennings and pray. And I guess that was supposed to be I pray that you don't die of a Christless grave. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. And then you said, have a good day. I don't even know anything that I literally I asked because I like to cut stuff down, right? I asked two very simple questions, right? I asked, where was God during these events that took place? Gave examples. And then number two, I asked, what knowledge base do you have to prove that I don't believe, that I'm a non-believer? I two very simple questions. We ain't been on this topic long, so it ain't like they gotta, filter through like 4 hours worth of footage. I asked very, very simple questions, and I got no. This is what I be talking about. So again, I want to showcase this to everybody. This is exactly what I be talking about when it deals with these folks out here that be preaching the Bible and all this stuff. Like, yo, you come to them and just ask very simple questions. Like, people start running. It don't even make sense. What was the main thing that was always stated when I went to school? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. What happened? What happened? You are supposed to be the most knowledgeable. You ain't supposed to be fearful of nothing. If somebody stands in front of you that you feel is a non-believer, you are supposed to shine the brightest and speak for God because you are of God. What happened? You became a runner and a track star within 5 seconds. I ain't never seen it. I thought people had to grow into that. I didn't think that was something that just instantly happened, but here we are. Here we are. Crazy work, man. Diabolical. Oh, Ty said you sent them to the shadow. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. But yeah, much like I said, much love, respect, and appreciation to those who pulled up. That was like I sent him to see his guy. I banished that man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yo, that's crazy. Um, what was it? Looney said, see, God wants us to believe in him, but he gives you free will to live your life. But when I guess you said when you started praying, well, oh, you said, but when But when started praying to false God, he cursed us. Like I said, I get what you're saying. I got you. Amir Indian said, yeah, he's talking about God that tells you that he can't even follow him if you don't hate your family and yourself. I can't. Mm. Carl said it's always the most hardcore Bible thumpers that be the most sinful and hypocritical types of people. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And the craziest thing is looking through the statements that he was making, there were judgments that were coming directly through his comments. And I'm like, that, again, for you to be such a Bible God-fearing person, God basically taught us that thou shalt not judge. We're not supposed to be doing that. You realistically, you ain't, you as a Bible carrying car, remember, you ain't, you have no ability to sit up there and judge me, right? Because you can't, because you are not God, as a lot of people like to, sit up there and say, and yada yada yada, all this other type of stuff. Like I said, it's crazy out here. A lot of people always say that they follow something, but they're not actually fully following it to its totality. This is why I said in the previous live stream, when you read um the variety of stories that are directly in the Bible, it's like, are you actually going to take that in the fullness of the totality? Are you going to, like, okay, somebody was dancing in a burning furnace, does that then mean that you yourself, being a full believer in God, that you're going to go into a burning furnace and think that you're going to be able to do the same thing? No, you're gonna be lit up like Johnny the Human Torch, and you ain't gonna be able to fly. It's gonna be ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So, like I said, that's what I mean. Nobody out here is gonna be like, yo, let me go try to live inside of a whale's mouth. That's not gonna work out for you. it's not gonna work out for you. Let me go to a lion's den real quick. That's not gonna work out for you. It's not gonna work out, right? But it'd be like that. But again, whenever you happen to question, whenever you have a different point of view, people will, in a sense, deem you to be the worst of the worst, right? Because at nowhere, when I look back at that person's comments, nowhere did that person decide to say that, yo, you're a child of God, this is that and the third, da, da, da. It was like, no, it was a whole bunch of judgment. It was like, you're a non-believer. Black people are suffering because they opt not to put God first, and yada yada yada, and all this other type of stuff. So I gave an example of Black people during the hardest times putting God first. What happened? That's all I'm saying. And I was raised directly in the church, and people sat up and said that it is blasphemous or sinful, whatever it is, to sit up there and, in a sense, question God. I get that. That's cool. If you have a fear of basically doing that because of whatever reasons, it's cool. No problem. I don't. The same exact way that I question my parents on certain things and my mom will give a response, that's the exact same thing that I look forward to. And I'm seeking directly whenever I ask these questions, when I speak directly to, or when I just ask in general, when I'm speaking about God. Answers. It's not that difficult. Like I said, it's crazy for people to sit up and say that they're fearful. You are made to be afraid, right? We are all made at a certain point in time in our lives to be made to be afraid of our parents. We're not born with that inherently. We're made to be that way. Same exact way when it deals with God. Oh, you don't question God. You don't do this. You don't. And again, this ain't me trying to sit up there and be preachy or whatnot or whatever. I'm just saying this is just my point of view. I can only speak for myself. I can only sit up there and speak for myself. That's it. I got you, Pink. You said check your IG. I got caught up in talking. I got you. So while I'm waiting for my IG to open on my phone, yo, Wobble, what is up? What is up? What is up? You said, I don't know all the laws of America. I learn them as I go. Tippy said, I read the Bible, and from what I've read, Black Americans, I think, are the lost tribe of Judah. I'm still learning. Looney said, does anyone here believe that this world will end one day in fire? Shem said, prayer was always a channel to open up a communication. Just like your parents aren't going to save you from every problem, God isn't either. I hate when people say things like, say things have to happen to the end, to get to the end. Okay, I get what you're saying. Waba said, everybody got a self-will is what I see, including European people. Uh Got you. So let me just skip past that. Looney said, "Life and death is the tongue, like the Bible says. It's not what goes in your mouth; is what comes out." I get that one, yeah. Yep, energy is carrying everything. Tippy said, "Curses, Seji. I guess from what I read, black people had to suffer from the actions of our ancestors. Basically, we had to deal with the sins of our fathers." Um, what was it? True Venus, I think that is. He said, "I think we make things out to be scarier than what they really are." Yeah. Oh snap! Oh, my bad. Sat up there and dropped my phone. It's crazy. So let me see. I'm trying to find. All right, so looking at my phone, medieval queens are. Oh yeah, yo, I think we did highlight that before. I think Pink has sent a video talking about the medieval queens. Let me. Oh my god. Matter of fact, I just thought about it. Will it play? Because I don't think I updated my TikTok on here. Because they want to force me to TikTok light, and my screen is black. Wait, let me see. I wonder if it got music directly to it. So what I'll do, Pink, I will, because I have it directly right here, so I'll make sure to put a like direct. I'll just leave the screen directly open, so I can just add that into a video. I'll just make sure to do a video about it today and go over it. Because originally I was just trying to keep the live stream specifically to one thing, but it technically veered off because I got kind of mad. It's just I just I just got kind of mad because like I said before, when it's stuff that you really care about and you want to bring awareness to it and everything of that sort, and it's just like people just want to veer off into something else somehow, some way. The ones that come up here, they always want to veer the conversation off, into something else, which is crazy. Um, it was a Tippy said, "Now today of the races are now dealing with the sins of their fathers." Shame said, "I studied the Bible for theology for about 15 years, and I've never seen in the Bible anywhere God will save you from human greed and sin. It says to save yourself by using his word, faith with work." Wapa said, "Our ancestors were held as property for the pleasure of white people, and it's oddly normalized to us now." Sham said, "The rest says to wait for the days of destruction and to make sure you aren't the one he kills on that day. I think preachers for a long time keep the masses mentality and mock God and his word." Yeah, yeah. That is true. That is true. But yep. Yep. But yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much it. I was supposed to end this technically way earlier. Was not even trying to have this go 2 hours. Y'all have heard me say this before, but I actually mean that. So this is why after this live stream is done. I didn't download this video. That's crazy. I'm going to download the video that I already had pre-recorded. So I probably, during the rant on that one, I'm probably expecting some subscriber loss. I am guaranteed some subscriber loss directly on that video when it goes directly up there. But pretty much everything that y'all heard me say here is the exact same things I'm going to say in the video. A lot of it is technically newer and a little bit lengthier than the what's the range on this video. How long is the video? Video is about like 14 minutes because I put both of the videos directly in there, and then the rest of it is pretty much me talking about the situation and everything of that sort. And I'll make sure when I post the video, and I'll have it pinned in the comment section if people want to go to Peaches's what is it, the GoFundMe, have that posted directly up there, and I'll make sure to have the Facebook and have those pinned to the comments. So just in case people want to look and they want to happen to donate directly to that cause, they will be able to do so. Let me see, what was it? You said, did you cover the Alabama situation? I can't say that I did. Can't say that I didn't. But let me just try to see something real quick. The only thing I can see right now is that for Alabama, they're going to redraw the district map. So I guess it's pretty much going to shuffle up, how the district in a sense looks, which will probably also affect, like the area codes, the schools, and different things of that nature. I cannot say that I'm too surprised. If that's the situation that you're talking about, I can't say that, I'm really surprised. I really can't say that I'm surprised. I think they did this with another state or another area as well too. It's gonna be something. Like I said, it's gonna be something that a lot of people want to have to deal with, and there's gonna be a lot more to come. Over the next 3 years, or potentially, let me see, over a full totality of 8. And if people don't know what I'm talking about, oh, you said the situation with the kids found in a bunker. Seven charged in ring out of Alabama concrete bunker. Okay, I got you. So yeah, I got you. I'll sit up there and I'll do a video about that as well too. I will. Oh, they got the pictures up there of the people too? Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? But yeah, I will I'll make sure to post that as well too. So I got the video from Pink, and then I got the technically 3 because they're trying to reshape the district um dealing with Alabama as well too. So I will make sure to have those videos posted directly for you guys on the channel. Anyways, so that this won't go longer than what it needs to go. Much love, respect, and appreciation for any and everybody that is here. Shout out to any donations. Shout out to any of the members. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the patrons. Shout out to anybody who has just subscribed directly to the platform, either now or later, whenever they happen to see this video. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream and or video. Had to turn my mic back on. Tippy said gaming stream win. I'll let you know. I will let you know. I got you. Like I said, there's some games coming directly up. I got you, Tippy. We will have directly, and I will make sure to let you know promptly and early. Hey, this is when the live stream is going to sit up there and happen and take place. I got you. Tippy talking about some weight. She does this every single time. This woman is the slowest typer in the world. I'm literally trying to give her time Um, you said, "Am I okay?" Yeah, I'm good. Like I said, this is normalcy. Going over a lot of these stories, and focusing directly on these topics. This is pretty much normal. Like earlier on, it's like, yeah, that would, stories would be, hitting, pretty hard, and you can sit up there and feel it. Now, you got a type of resistance, directly to it. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking, Tippy. Um, Waba said, "Hope you teach how to sign up for the tournaments for the video games." I mean, that's if they got tournaments. I've never actually entered tournaments. I wanted to. I mean, no, no, no. Actually, let me take that back. I lied. I did one at GameStop, but that was back for Street Fighter 4. So that was a while ago. That was eons ago at this moment in time. But yeah, I haven't done another one of those in a while because that requires, well, if you're trying to go there in person, and I'd rather be in person versus online tournaments. That costs money. You got to travel. You got to book a hotel and all that other type of stuff. And yeah, so Tippy said you sound like you got the sniffles. No, that's more so because of hot and cold air. That's what tends to happen when there's a change in the temperature. So that tends to happen to me a lot more than anything else. Because remember, Tippy, I barely get sick. Uh, let me see what else. Because you said I sound like I'm a little bit congested. Yeah, it's just mostly because of the hot and cold. It's just temperature. When temperature is consistent, like if it's just a consistent hot temperature, I'm good. If it's a consistent cold temperature, I'm good. It's. But when it's slightly changing, it's a little bit different. Said drink some tea with some lemon in it. I'm about to go get some food. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to sit up there and do. Figure out something. But anyways, again, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody here. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream and or video. Peace out.